I address the respected audience and distinguished people sitting on the dais and my colleagues, my friends who are sitting in the audience. As a rare disease was I must tell you that it's very emotional for me to talk about the Rare Disease Day because we have been doing this for many, many years. It's kind of a baby for me. Rare Disease Day was launched in 2008 by the European Organization for Rare Diseases and is considered as at this time more than 190 countries are celebrating it. What began as a public awareness effort, it was evolved as a global scientific and clinical and political policy movement. We must recognize that rare diseases are not merely advocacy concerns. They are complex medical and systemic challenges. Globally, more than 7,000 rare diseases have been identified. The Indian Council of Medical Research has categorized approximately 450 rare diseases relevant to India. Individually uncommon, but collectively they affect many people. In India, the absolute burden reflects the scale of our population, 1.4 billion people. Today, I will focus on rare ocular disorders, an area at the intersection of genetics, neurology, pediatrics, metabolism, and internal medicine. Why focus on rare diseases, rare eye disorders? Because in many systemic rare diseases, the eye is the first organ to show clinical signs. It is visible marker of metabolic and genetic pathology and so many other things. More than 400 rare ophthalmic conditions are recognized in India. Yet, registry-based epidemiological data remain limited. This reflected a broader issue. Rare eye diseases are underdiagnosed, underreported, and frequently misclassified. Let me illustrate a spectrum of spinocerebellar ataxia type 7, progressive retinal degeneration that may precede cerebral dysfunction. These signals are not merely rare entities. They are diagnostic signals. They demand structural evaluation and multidisciplinary coordination. One of the greatest challenges in rare diseases is the diagnostic odyssey often takes years. In ophthalmology, this may present as a child with unexplored nystagmus, recruitment retinal detachment in young children, unexplored optic atrophy, corneal optification without infection, and many more. Without awareness of rare etiology, patients receive fragmented care. They may undergo repeated interventions without a unified diagnosis. Families miss opportunities and genetic counseling, parenting, prenatal testing, and systemic monitoring. As expected, the absence of early genetic testing and such structural reference notes belongs to the odyssey. At the system level in India, several gaps remain. Just to mention a few here: restricted availability of molecular diagnostic and prenatal testing, and many other reasons, other causes. Perhaps it is important to notice that the rare eye diseases require integration of clinical pharmacology, clinical genetics, molecular diagnostics, pediatrics, neurology. You agree with me if I say fragmentation weakens the outcomes, but integration strengthens them. In this context, I would like to highlight the work of Prasad Eye Institute in Hyderabad under the leadership of Dr. Ramaiah. The Center for Rare Eye Diseases and Ocular Genetics represents the structural and model interpretation, integrated care in the early. In this stage, we are happy to say that early stages of this organization, this center formation, IORD played a critical role in establishing this. It is important to emphasize that rare diseases matter to mainstream medicine. For example, most rare diseases are monogenic. Scientifically, they offer clarity. They are clear biological models. By studying a single gene retinal dystrophy, we can uncover the molecular pathology relevant to the common retinal degradation. Please note, rare diseases are not peripheral to science. They are fundamentals. Advances in gene therapy and precision medicine have emerged a large part from rare disease research. Ophthalmology was already witnessed the use of gene-based therapeutic approaches in inherited retinal disorders. This is a translational medicine, not theoretical science. Next, allow me to outline our meeting IORD strategic priorities in the coming years. First, long-term goals. Strengthening rare disease registries, policy advocacy aligned with the national framework, expanding newborn screening for selected disorders, prevention mapping using community networks, encouraging orphan drug research and generic accessibility, conducting natural history studies, international collaborations, including engagement with World Health Organizations. These are just a few of the priorities goals. Second, our short-term initiatives incorporate rare diseases into undergraduate and graduate curriculum, medical and pharmaceutical curriculum, young advocacy, clinician and scientific leadership programs, schools and colleges level awareness initiatives, development of visual educational materials, etc. I want to emphasize that Rare Disease Day should not be a single day observations. It must catalyze sustainable action. Therefore, in the coming years, we also intend to expand the thematic focus to rare cardiovascular disorders, building in depth across specialties while maintaining our continuation. In conclusion, rare eye disease change our clinical vigilance. They compel us to look beyond refractive errors and retinal cataracts. They require us to ask, is there a systemic association? Is there a genetic basis? Is there a family history yet to be explored, and many other questions. As a physician and ophthalmologist, you are the first point of contact. The eyes may be the first clue for all rare and common disorders. Most importantly, we can restore dignity to patients with rare conditions who often feel invisible in the healthcare system. Rare diseases are individually uncommon, but neglect should never be common. Let us commit, not just today, but throughout the year, to advancing recognition, research, integration, care of rare eye diseases. With this, I thank you for listening and hope to continue the rest of the program.